Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. This is Salim Akhtar Malik, your host at the Observation Post channel. On this channel, I discuss with you issues of national and international importance, defense and security matters, military technology, as well as important events from military history. You can interact with me on this channel by giving your views and comments, which I hold very important because these help me in fine tuning my talks, which I deliver to you from time to time on this channel. You can also connect with me on Twitter, where my address is at SalimAkhtar53. In this session, I'll be talking to you about the screening of a Turkish drama series, Ertugrul, which has created a lot of controversy in Pakistan. What is the reason and what are its connotations? Now, over the last 2 years, there have been unnecessary and unusual criticisms and resentment against the screening of this Turkish drama series, which is known as Diliris Ertugrul, which roughly translates into Ertugrul Ghazi when we translate it into Urdu. Now, this is something very unusual because we live in a society where the TikTok generation, I mean, a segment of the TikTok generation, not all of them, Pakistani TV as well as film artists feel proud in mimicking the third class Indian actors from equally third class Indian movies based on sex and violence. And they say, particularly those who are belonging to the media, the TV and film artists, as I said, they have three main objections to the screening of this TV serial. Now, it is, as I said, the debate is going on or the controversy is going on for the last more than 2 years. So, basically, the peak has passed. However, the resentment is still there. And the three main grievances or heartburns of these people are: number one, it is not based on historical facts, as if the Indian movies and TV dramas which they idolize are based on historical facts, or at least always based on historical facts. The second is that this drama serial or series promotes jingoism and violence. Again, as if the Bollywood movies which are shown now not officially shown because the official screening of the Indian movies and TV dramas has been banned since more than a year. So all those dramas and Indian films, were they not based on sex and violence? And the third grievance is that it hits the local TV and film industry. It is a threat to local TV and film industry. Now, this is something is which can be considered because during the last government, the screening of Indian films as well as TV dramas was allowed. And as a result, it had created a vested interest in the form of a lobby, of a strong lobby of film and drama distributors who would then derive financial benefits from selling those Indian films and TV dramas to the various media houses as well as cinema houses and earn a lot of money. So, this is something which can be considered, but then in a negative manner. Now, this brings it to the fore the media houses. The media houses are also, not all of them again, uh, vast majority of them though, are against the screening of this TV drama series. They do so because they are politicized. Media in Pakistan is politicized and it is divided into those who promote their particular or specific political ideology and concepts. So this has taken place in Pakistan, and the media, as we all know, is associated with one political party or the other. So, depending upon their association with the or their political leaning, those who are against the present government vehemently oppose this drama serial and criticize it. Now, as I said, it has been a long time since this uh, is going on, and the opposition is still there. The criticism is still there, and the criticism of Ertugrul drama series has become a folklore. So, this is happening. I'll give you two examples. There was this ex foreign minister of Pakistan who had once threatened Israel with a nuclear retaliation or a nuclear holocaust. He said that he had not seen even a single episode of this drama. So this was the type of person who had been opposing the screening of this drama, and he said that he had never seen any segment or any episode of this drama because he belonged to a party, to a political party which has a particular or specific concept. I would not call it ideology because these parties are far away from any ideological leaning. They only go for their political interests. Then there is this TV anchor who had choreographed an attack on him. He said that he was attacked by some suspicious persons, and by that he meant uh, an intelligence agency. He said that they had attacked him while he was driving, or he was traveling in a car, and his body still carries two bullets from that attack. Those bullets are embedded inside his body somewhere. So, you see, he also said that he had never seen any episode of this drama. So, Ertugrul drama series has indeed politicized Pakistan's society, and it has cut across the political spectrum of the society, the dividing lines of the society on political lines. Now, when there is a criticism that this drama is not based on historical facts or on historical background, this is wrong. Ertugrul, the main character of the drama, was a real life figure and real life character who lived during the 13th century. He was from the Kai tribe of the Turkish people who had started seeping into or streaming into the Middle East, that is the Arab Middle East, from Anatolia, which is now modern Turkey. So he is he was rather very much a historical figure. Let me give you a background to this entire what I call dispute. Let us go back to the Crusades, which started happening in 11th century, and then they lasted till almost the 14th century. Now, according to the Encyclopedia of Ancient History, the Crusades were started by the impoverished kings of Christendom, goaded by the Pope to grab the fabled riches of the Arab Middle East. So the first crusade was launched in 1095, that is at the end of the 11th century, and it ended in 1102. So it lasted for 7 years, and as a result of that, now the Crusaders' main aim or avowed aim, because the real aim was to grab the riches of the Muslim Middle East or Arab Middle East. But the avowed aim or the proclaimed aim was to, to gain control of Jerusalem and what they call the Holy Land, which we now know as Palestine. So, as a result of the first crusade, the Crusaders were successful in capturing Jerusalem, and along with it, many other areas. And thereafter, they established 4 Crusader footholds, which they called the Crusader states in Middle East. And those Crusader states were Jerusalem, Edessa, Tripoli, and Antioch. These Crusader states were, as I said, footholds, Crusader footholds, and strong points inside Middle East, which lasted for over 100 years. And the first stronghold, that was Jerusalem, the Crusader state of Jerusalem, was liberated by Salahuddin Ayyubi in at the end of the 12th century, that is in 1187. Now, mind you, Salahuddin Ayyubi was a Kurd, he was not an Arab. So, a non Arab liberated Jerusalem from the Crusaders, and he sent them packing. They retreated. The Crusaders retreated to their mountain fastnesses and mountain fortresses. From there, they kept and continued intriguing against the Islamic states or against the world of Islam, or you may call it the world of Arab states or the Arab world. So, whereas Salahuddin the Kurd had liberated Jerusalem from the Crusader yoke, the other three states, Crusader states, which were Edessa, Tripoli, and Antioch, remained there and managed to remain till the end of 13th century. Now, this was the time. Now, pay attention, please, why I am going into so many details. There were crusades which were started in the 11th century, and as a result of the crusades, Jerusalem was captured by the Crusaders as well as other areas in what is now Palestine. And then they established their Crusader states, which were four in number in Palestine, and those Crusader states managed to survive for over a century. When at the end of the 12th century, the first Crusader state, that is Jerusalem, was liberated by the Kurdish warrior Salahuddin Ayyubi, who scattered the Crusaders and forced them to withdraw to their mountain fastnesses and fortresses in and around the Holy Land or Palestine. And those mountain fastnesses or fortresses were mainly in the mountain ranges of Syria and Lebanon, from where the Crusaders kept hatching conspiracies and intrigues against the Muslim rulers. So, this was precisely the time when the Turkish tribes from Anatolia, which is now in modern Turkey, started streaming into the Arab Middle East, and they had come from or migrated from Central Asia as a result of the Mongol forays and attacks on those areas. So they started streaming into what is now the Holy Land or Palestine, and they established a Turkish empire which was known as Sultanate-e-Rum on the periphery of the Eastern Roman Empire, which was headquartered at Constantinople, or what we now know as Istanbul. No, so the Turks, they established Sultanate-e-Rome on the periphery of or contiguous to the Eastern Roman Empire, the same Eastern Roman Empire which we now also know as the Byzantine Empire because of the name given to it by the city Constantinople, which we now know as Istanbul. So these tribes then fought against the Crusaders, the remnant of the Crusaders, and then wiped them out or wiped them off. It took them almost a century to do so. And thereafter they established their Ottoman Empire. So this is the main reason Turks were also non-Arab, as well as the Kurd warrior Salahuddin was a non-Arab. So this is the main cause of resentment of the Arab states, also the modern Arab states, to show resentment and criticize this Turkish drama serial Ertugrul. You should know that the Ertugrul drama series has been banned by Egypt, Saudi Arabia, and United Arab Emirates, as well as some other Arab countries, because it is centered around a non-Arab personality. The hero is a non-Arab; he is a Turk, and these Arab states which have banned Ertugrul drama series have also accused the Turk President Erdogan of trying to resurrect the erstwhile Ottoman Empire. So you can understand why the Arab states, now not only the Arab states, but also those who are supported by them financially, particularly their recipients of their checks in Pakistan. And these are the media houses, these are some bloggers and trolls. Some of them have their addresses in Pakistan and others in India, as well as in Saudi Arabia and United Arab Emirates, as well as other Arab states. So that's why these Pakistani supporters of the, the financial recipients of from the petro states, they also vehemently oppose the Turkish drama series Ertugrul. Why are Pakistanis enamored or they are excited by this series? As I said, or probably I missed, that the common Pakistani is happy with the screening of the series. It is the intellectual segment or the so-called intellectual class or the so-called intelligentsia which is against the Turkish drama. For obvious reasons, because of their political leanings. Those who are politically the beneficiaries from Arab states, those political parties in Pakistan which are beneficiaries from the Arab states, they are opposing this drama. And those media houses which are associated with the political parties which are beneficiaries of the Arab states also oppose this drama series. So common Pakistanis are rather happy and excited. Why are they enamored by this drama series? You see, they find a parallel in what is happening in Pakistan and around it in the 21st century and what was happening in the Middle East starting from 11th century till the 14th century. So this can be summarized as a scenario in which the enemy is at the gates, palace intrigues, prostitutes ruling the roost, and there is a pandemic. Mind you, the Crusaders also spread epidemics by infecting the cattle, particularly the sheep of the Turkish tribes. So there is, whereas the Crusaders they spread epidemics, there is a pandemic which also has a background. People say that it has been the virus was created in the lab, and then there is a small group, a disorganized group, rather weak group, which is trying to stem the tide of all these conspirators, which are gnawing at the roots of Pakistan. And there is a struggle or a war going on between those who are fighting for Pakistan and those who are on the payroll of foreign powers. This is all I wanted to say in this session. See you in the next session with a new serial, with a new topic rather. Till then, bye bye.